All right, we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of how to write a TDA, a text-dependent analysis. And I've gotten mixed reviews about text-dependent analysis because some of your teachers teach it a little bit differently than me. And, sometimes they're too long and they're dreadful. However, I teach them a specific way and we cut out all the fluff and they're very simple and easy to write. Honestly, they shouldn't take you longer than maybe a half an hour at best. Okay. So we are going to look at the parts of it and then we're just going to hone in on writing a thesis. So your format, you should have a minimum of 3 paragraphs. And if you have compare and contrast, if they're asking you to compare and contrast two texts, then you should probably have 4. 1 paragraph for compare, 1 paragraph for contrast, introduction, and body. However, most of the time you'll have a minimum of 3. You guys are probably used to writing 5 or 6 paragraph essays. You do not have to do that. So let's look at our first paragraph. Our first paragraph is known as the introduction, and this is where you have your thesis. A thesis is a very large 1 sentence statement that tells you about your whole entire paper. So therefore, if it's a 1 sentence, your introduction is only 1 sentence. Wow, that's crazy. A lot of you guys are used to writing, let's hook them in, tell the reader. Studies have shown that the TDA people and reviewers for the PSSAs, they actually don't want that. And in college, also, they really don't want that either. They want that to go straight to the point. So your introduction is going to be 1 sentence, which is your thesis. Paragraph 2, this is your body paragraph, and this should be either one long paragraph or a few shorter paragraphs. However, in your body paragraph, you should restate, you should answer, you should cite, you should explain your response, and this should occur at least 2 times. So, it could be a one body paragraph that's longer because you're having 2 of these 5 things every single time. Okay. However, we don't count sentences in 6th grade. So if you ask me how long should my paragraph be, I'm not going to give you an answer because your paragraph should fully answer the prompt, okay? So you can maybe do that in 5 sentences, you can maybe do that in 20 sentences. However, that is for you to determine because that is your job to analyze the text and to answer the response. Your third paragraph is your conclusion, and this should literally be 1 or 2 sentences again. So you have your thesis, which is 1 sentence, your body paragraph, that is either one long body paragraph or 2 shorter body paragraphs, and then you have a 1 sentence to 2 sentence conclusion. So your parents, if they're listening to this, they probably think I'm nuts. However, I have taught 2 years just straight writing, and this is what they are looking for. The PSSA text, I am currently getting my master's at California University of Pennsylvania, and this is exactly how they want your papers to be written for the future. So this is just only to prepare you for your future. So the first thing we're going to focus on is our introduction paragraph, and that is our thesis. So a thesis is your introduction sentence. It should only be 1 sentence. If you have 2 sentences, say for example you have 2, it will always have to be your last sentence, okay? It should not be anything else. So if you do write a paragraph with a hook, this should always be your last sentence because I'm going to tell you what, no one actually reads your hook. They literally go to the last sentence of that paragraph and reads it. So that's the reason why it should just be 1 sentence total. Okay? It should also never contain a pronoun I. No I think, no I believe, because not to be mean, but they don't really care what you think. They actually just want you to analyze. They don't want any fluff. They want straight to the point. And the more you can do that, the better your score is. To create this sentence, you have to read and understand your question first. If you don't understand your question, this is where we get frustrated the most and we start writing about things that are irrelevant. So you need to make sure that you read your prompt, you understand it, you're brainstorming, you're thinking in your head before you're writing. So the way to write a thesis is you're going to use the tag it method. T stands for title, author, genre, then you're giving the information that they have said, and then your thoughts is also your answer. Okay? Some prompts may not conclude or have these things. So you are given what you know. Do not make up the genre. Do not make up the author. Do not make up the title or use it. If it is in the prompt, use it. If it is not in the prompt, don't use it. Okay? And then make sure you tell me what skills you're using and then what your answers are. Okay, so let's look at our first question. This is also called a prompt, okay? So when we're given a TDA, you're always given a prompt. Authors use many techniques to achieve their purpose. Write an essay analyzing how Mandela uses figurative language in an autobiography, A Long Walk to Freedom, to develop the central idea. Use evidence from the passage to support your response. Well, let's first break it down. You need to first think about what your answer can be. Okay, well, figurative language, we haven't read A Long Walk to Freedom, so this is something, that we're going to have to make up. However, I'm making sure that you are able to use this tag it method. However, we learned in 11 that figurative language helps reveal the character's feelings, and this is an autobiography, so therefore, maybe that's what it's talking about. However, let's go on to finding our tag it. So first, we are going to find our title. Our title is A Long Walk to Freedom. Notice that it is in red because I tagged it for you. Our author shows how Mandela, our character, and that we know it's an autobiography. The skills or information they want us to figure out is how figurative language is used to develop the central idea. And then obviously the answer is not in here, your thoughts, because that's what you have to add. So you have to add in your thoughts. So here's how you would write your thesis. In the autobiography, A Long Walk to Freedom, written by Mandela, uses figurative language to develop the central idea, maybe that all women are equal. This is maybe something that is my thoughts or talking about character. However, this is not correct, but it still shows us our tag it method. Because this is your your thoughts, okay? So we're just focusing on being able to rewrite our prompt into a thesis. Notice that it's broad. My answer is broad, that all women are equal, because I can write a whole paragraph or multiple paragraphs about this idea. So it needs to be a broad thought. So let's look at another question and we're going to tag it. So authors choose words specifically convey their message. Write an essay analyzing how the title of the passage, little by little, piece by piece, conveys the central message of the text. Use evidence from the text to support your answer. Okay, let's tag it. First, we're looking for a title, little by little, piece by piece. Then we're looking for author. Well, it doesn't tell us the author's name. Okay, so we don't have the author. Is the genre in here? Nope, no genre. So we have our title. What information are they specifically having us look for? How the title of the passage conveys the central message of the text. Okay, so we have our information, and then our thoughts is just our answer, and we can show where we're going to put our answer by using these three little dots. So once again, reword your prompt. Let me go to my cursor, my draw. Here we go. We're going to type up our answer. The authors chose words specifically to convey their message. Write an essay analyzing how the title of the passage, little by little, piece by piece, conveys the central idea of the message. Okay, so we're going to take what we have, we're not going to make it up, and we're going to write our one sentence thesis. And this is going to be your introduction paragraph. The title, little by little, piece by piece, it's a title, so it goes in quotation marks, comma, quotation mark, conveys the central message of the text by dot dot dot. The dot 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 is telling me my answer. Okay? So that could be our thesis, that's our paragraph. However, if it's something that we read, we need to make sure that we add in our thoughts, our actual answer. But right here is our introduction paragraph. Okay? Let's practice one more time. Here's another prompt. The author uses different characters to achieve their purpose. Write an essay analyzing how the author of The Perfect Swim reveals the shift in Sky's emotions through various characters. Use evidence from the passage to support your answer. Okay, this one's a little tricky because it has many elements. So we're going to tag it. Title, let's see if our title's here. The Perfect Swim. Do we have an author? Analyze how the author, it just says the word author, but it doesn't give us a name. Do we have a genre? Nope. Well, we may think it's something, but we do not want to assume that, so we don't have a genre. Do we have information? Yeah, what is it asking us to do? To write an essay to analyze how the author reveals Sky's shift in the characters through many emotions. Okay? And then thoughts is going to be our answer. So we're going to show our answer because we didn't read it by doing our dot, dot, dot. So here we go. Let's use what we have to write our answer. The author of The Perfect Swim reveals the shifts in Sky's emotions through various characters by dot, 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 dot. And there's where I would put my answer. This is your one sentence thesis, introduction paragraph. Okay, so your job now is to actually practice doing this. I gave you 9 different prompts. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to tag it. You're going to change it to different colors for the title, actions, thoughts, and information, which is listed on your practice sheet. And then you're going to give me your thoughts. If you want to make up an answer, you may, or you can just put dot, dot, dot. However, I want to see how well we are doing the tag it method, not specifically if your answers are correct, but if you can follow this tag it method. Okay, so good luck and message me if you have any questions. I hope this helps, but a thesis is probably the most important part of the paper because it tells what the whole thing is about. And from now on, we are going to start writing a thesis or a TDA in every single unit. So keep up the good work, keep practicing, and let me know if you have questions. Bye bye.